and this is the cheapest among all. No, I shouldn't tell cheapest because alright, the FZ25. What's up YouTube? Today I'm riding a 2018 version of Yamaha FZ25. So you might be thinking that why am I riding this motorcycle without an upgrade in 2018? Yes, there is a reason, and that's why this video. So let's get this video started. So in India, if you think about the performance motorcycles, the segment itself starts from the 250cc, and this is the cheapest among all. No, I shouldn't tell cheapest because Yamaha doesn't make anything cheap. Instead, I should say that this is the most affordable performance motorcycle that you could buy in India. Because I don't want to tell that anything about the 200cc or the 220 or the 180 or the 160, because the segment is all crowded, and looking at the traffic scenario we have and the power values that we need on road, 250cc is the stepping stone to the performance motorcycles. So we have other contender in the segments like the Duke 250 and the CBR 250R, Apache RR 310, the Domina, which is the value for money machine for India. So let's see what makes this motorcycle so special. And I don't want to compare this motorcycle with the CBR 250R because, like, okay, those who are new to my channel, I personally ride a CBR 250R, which is like a family property because my grandfather used to ride a CBR and it got inherited, and now I'm riding it. Just kidding, guys. I just want to make a point that the CBR is such an old machine, but beautiful, okay? What I could see is that this motorcycle is very much stocky in the lower gear, okay? It's beautiful. You don't have to shift to the first gear often unless you have a complete stop of this motorcycle. Otherwise you can live in the city with the second gear and the third gear. It's so talky, man. You see how this picks up so well. The rotor is very much happy to rev, but not as happy as the R series, the R15, which is the mischievous kid of 150cc. Okay, let's see how this motorcycle could corner. So let's talk about the comfort now. So this is one among the best comfortable motorcycle for a short rider, because being 169 centimeter high, on the first spot of this seat I have a completely planted foot, and you see the leg over here. I mean, it has ample space for a tall guy to keep his knees, so that means it's good for tall riders as well as short riders. And now to talk about the seat, okay, after my butt area there is exactly some more 1 inch of space to the left side as well as the right side of the seat. That means the seat is way wide, which gives comfort to fluffy riders also. Good thing, man. It's not that much sporty. I have a slightly forward stance riding posture. The foot peg is rightly down, so almost upright kind of a riding posture. So I will stop somewhere here and talk more about this motorcycle. So look at the styling, man. It got launched, I think, in 2016. It still looks so good. So first thing which I need to talk about will be the seats. These seats are ultimately comfortable, actually, be it in the city or for the highways. You see the amount of space here. It's flat. Flat seats means very good for fluffy butts. And you see the pillion seat also. I mean, it's absolutely wonderful. I'll show you in a different angle, like this. Look at the seat. The rear seat is actually flat. So what makes this pillion seat to be good is that, let your pillion likes to wear a bikini or a traditional Indian sari, she'll be able to sit on this motorcycle comfortably. So in this motorcycle you have a flat seat. That means even an elder person will be finding it much more comfortable. Only thing is you need to have the ladies footrest somewhere over here if you are planning for that. And you see the grab rails, it looks absolutely purposeful. Let's get on to the pillion seat and and feel about it. Okay, now I am sitting in the pillion seat. I feel lot of seat underneath me. It's way comfortable, and I am able to hold the grab rails without any problem. That means the grab rail is way far from your butt. That means even a fluffy pillion will be able to sit on this motorcycle way comfortably. And another point is that you see my knees are over here, so that is not going to interact much with the rider's elbow and all. So that's one thing. If you have a tall pillion, they tend to push their knees onto the rider's elbow, which is a very nasty thing. I have faced it in my Unicorn once. So this comes with the disc brake in the front as well as the disc brake in the back, and it has a good bite. I don't have any other complaint on that. It has good stopping power with this kind of a disc setup, and the suspension is actually, when I started riding this motorcycle, I felt the suspension is onto the softer side because it is taking up the potholes and the speed brake as well. So I thought that it is onto the softer side, but I need to say that it's not so much softer. I was able to do a corner there. I hope you saw that. So that means the suspension is actually good for the city use, and okay for the corners. You cannot expect a lot of cornering from this motorcycle, but definitely a good amount of enjoyable cornering from this motorcycle. Now look at the build quality, man. Absolutely marvelous. The fit and finish, all you see, you don't find any kind of a vibration or anything come from this body at all. Now since I talked about the vibration, let's talk about the engine refinement. So this engine is not at all giving any kind of a vibration to the foot peg or to the seat or to the handlebar. Just forget about the seat and the handlebar, no vibration at all. And to the foot peg, you will feel that kind of a slightly bussy engine which is running over there, that's all. And the engine is smooth over the rev range. The low end torque is brilliant. You have, I mean, it's not too much, okay, I'm not exaggerating. It is rightly for the Indian city roads, as well as it has the right amount of power, a mid power to filter through the Indian traffic also. But revving on to the top end, the engine feels a bit stressed. It's only feel when you compare it with an R15 version 3, okay. Otherwise one won't be able to identify that the engine feels a slight stressed. Now let's talk about the gearbox and the clutch. So the clutch feel is average. I don't tell it is neither soft or not too hard, but it is average. You can live within the city. The gearbox is actually precise. Yeah, I'm not finding any problem with the gearbox. It is accurate. And as I told before, you can live within the city in the second gear and the third gear without shifting much onto the first gear. I'll say that even with the pillion you will be able to ride it like that. Now let's talk about the turning radius and the flickability of this motorcycle. And it's easily flickable in the city, but when it comes to the U-turn part, it turns well. I don't have any problem, but it's not the best in the class, because you have the Duke 250, the Duke 200 and all, where you could turn much easily and maneuver much quickly. When you compare it with the Duke 250 series and all, Duke 200 250 series and all, this is not as much flickable like that, but definitely much comfortable and much easy to ride in the city. And let's talk about the tires. I think this comes with MRF tires, and these are kind of a budget tire, which I'll say you could go with the Michelin or Pirelli's Metzeler's for the fun part of riding. Definitely you'll be having an option in that range also. Now let's see the instrument cluster. So actually very basic things comes with this instrument cluster. Okay, there are 2 trip meters, average fuel consumption. Yeah, it has everything except the gear position indicator, I believe. Only thing is, okay, with the gloves it is a bit difficult to press that button, that's all. So if you want me to say a con or a suggestion which I wanted to give it to Yamaha, then there are 2 things which I wanted to tell. Please bring in an ABS version of this motorcycle, which is a very good feature for this kind of a motorcycle, because the potential is a bit high on this motorcycle. So you need to have an ABS, and even though if you consider yourself as a good rider, there are a lot of idiots on the road, man. You need to be a bit careful. And the second thing is the absence of the 6th gear, man. That's a cruise gear. You'll find the 5th gear to be a power gear. Actually, you need that gear where you shift and started cruising comfortably. So those are the 2 things which I wanted to tell. So altogether I'll tell that this makes to be a wonderful motorcycle for the city, because This comes on road for 1.5 lakh in Bangalore, 1,51,000 to be exact. And the average service cost of this motorcycle is around 1.5k, that too once in 5,000 to 6,000 kilometers. Do you believe it? That's much cheaper actually. So in that sense, this makes to be a wonderful city motorcycle for city use when you are on a tight budget. And for the highways also, you need to probably use a windshield. By removing all these things, you could use a bigger windshield and ride it on the highway also. You'll be able to cruise on this motorcycle comfortably in a speed of 80 to 100 km/h. So I have one more thing to tell, that there are many people who are telling that okay, you could buy a Dominar for 1.95 lakh, 1.9 lakh in Bangalore on road. So why not you buy this kind of a motorcycle? Well, I'll tell you those guys, man, okay? You could go and make fun of the Royal Enfield guys, okay? I don't have any hate towards Royal Enfield or Dominar or any motorcycles, but I'll tell you something. You could go and make fun of any Royal Enfield guy on the braking capacity or the engine breakdowns, anything, but I bet you won't find any of these being stuck in the highway because of an engine breakdown or any other kind of an issue like that. So that's why I'm telling you have a solid reason to go for this if you're on a budget and you want a stable motorcycle. No hates to Dominar, I'm repeating. So that's it with this video. If you have any doubt about this motorcycle or you want me to review any other motorcycles that you like, do let me know in a comment. As always, show some love in the form of likes and comments. I really wanted to get in connected with you guys. That's why I asked you to comment or get in connected with me through my Facebook page. And see you in the next video. Goodbye. Wow, man.